Hey, how you doing? That is an awkward step, but I gotta do it. You'll understand why if you're competing for a 1 year subscription to Disney Plus. But hey, you can learn more about that elsewhere. For now, we're going to talk about Mission to the Sun. This is obviously not something that's manned. We don't want to melt. That's not a thing we want to do in NASA. I'm talking as if I'm in NASA, but I'm not. Uh, Mission to the Sun is from National Geographic. It's from 2018. It basically talks about the Parker Solar Probe, and it is named after the man who came up with the concept of the solar winds. I think it's Eugene Parker. Please forgive me if I'm wrong, but if you want to prove me wrong, you can always watch the documentary. It's 44 minutes long, National Geographic. It's what you can expect. Lots of good sciencey stuff. So educational. It's the kind of thing that if you're still homeschooling kids at this point, whether you like it or not, it's kind of a good idea to throw some of this stuff at them. It's on Disney Plus, so it's entertaining, but it's also so incredibly important to understand how this universe works together. And this shows a group of people who are super excited, who've lived their lives basically to determine how the universe works together. I mean, our sun is just one star out of quadrillions, and that's probably a low number in the galaxy and the universe at large. But it gives us an idea of how other parts of space um, work and what we can expect when it comes to our sun. Like 150, 160 years ago, there was a pretty big solar flare issue. This is before we had technology beyond telegraph machines. This it blew out a lot of telegraph machines, let's just say, for 4 days. Now imagine if something like that, if a solar flare to that degree, and God knows if it's going to happen, it's going to happen in 2020. Uh, if we didn't understand how the sun works and how solar flares and solar storms and the radiation and everything else, if we don't understand how that electromagnetic stuff works together, there's a really good chance the world's going to end. It's maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but I remember the show called Revolution, and like the power went out all over the world, and basically everybody had to go back to farming, and there were certain people who had certain abilities to. Anyway, they were all fighting over the idea of someone with the ability to turn on electrical things. Well, let's just say a solar flare hits us to the level that the one in 1859, I think, hit us. If that hit today, internet's gone. Cars working, gone. Television, everything, all sorts of communications, our phones, all gone. All not working. Not just for 4 days, but possibly for weeks, months, or years. That is it's a huge deal. And this probe made its way to the sun, and they show you how it's done. They show you how the pieces work together. And this is their baby. They've a lot of NASA's been working on something like this for decades. The idea that this was hurtling towards the sun as of 2018, I didn't check to see what came of it, but despite a few little snags here and there, it made its way out of the atmosphere. It is literally the fastest thing we've ever created, uh, and it had to slingshot itself around Venus to get into the right trajectory to get as close as it can to take the kind of readings that we would need uh, to to learn about it, and then also not blow up or melt. And we've learned a lot of things about it, like how the fact the surface of the sun, which while it's not a solid object like a ball, or like a planet or anything, it's not a solid object. It's just basically plasma and everything, and all sorts of other stuff I I'm not scientifically smart enough to understand or retain. But it's a big ball of plasma, and the surface is maybe 7,000 degrees. It's just that there's an area where it's outside the atmosphere that it's in the millions. Like the corona, the area, and they're not really sure how that works and why it does that. It's like standing in front of a campfire and being warm, then stepping away and then suddenly catching fire because you walked away from the burning thing. So yeah, there's lots of neat little things to discover in here. The thing that they threw at the sun is honestly, it's about the size of a small car. It's like a Yugo or one of those compact cars, a Mini Cooper or something. They couldn't say it. I can. It's like throwing a Mini Cooper at the sun, and holy cow, it's one of the most important things we've done scientifically. I mean, we've sent spaceships to Saturn, and we landed on Mars, and we've sent the probes out of this galaxy to the farthest edges of this galaxy. But the sun is still local, and it's incredibly important to our survival. Yes, it's not supposed to blow up or burn out for another couple billion years, but right now, just like we saw 159 years ago, 160, whatever. If it goes wrong, we got to be prepared, and we have to be able to shut things off. With enough warning, we could possibly save the lives of billions of people just through the work of what these people did. So it's kind of a big deal, and it's kind of neat to be able to understand and learn about what these people did. It's something that they're passionate about. You get to see some people talking about the moments they kind of knew when they were going to go into this field and work with this kind of thing. You see the buildup. It took them years to put this thing together, and then it's a matter of then weeks, months after it's been launched toward the sun, monitoring and making sure everything's working right and keeping it under control. It's no small undertaking. So kudos to those guys. They're doing a whole lot more than some guy making videos about Disney Plus shows. So in front of a Pac-Man ghost, and maybe clues to the giveaway. I don't know. You might see something, or maybe I said something. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna pick. Do I need to comb the back? I can't see the back of my hair. Do I need to comb this? It's just getting wild. All right, let's pick tomorrow's number.
181.
Don't you love her voice? 181. Let's see if we've had 181 before. Ugh. Do I gotta dim this ring, or is this too bright? Is it too dim to you? I don't know. Oh, hey. We've done 2 of these. Disney has a tendency to remake a number of their films, and so far we've done 2 versions of this film, and now we're going to watch the final one, and it is none other. I'm going to drop this at some point. It's none other than Freaky Friday, the 2003 version, I think starring Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan. I think that's the one. I could be completely wrong and be mixing it up with a completely different movie, but I think I'm right. So we'll be back here tomorrow with Freaky Friday from 2003 on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you then. Bye.